Now let's get more insight into this development. I'm now being joined by Public Affairs Analyst Jide Johnson. Thank you for coming on board, sir. Now, what's your reaction to the Aviation Ministry's decision to drop the charges against Comfort Emerson and reduce the flight ban on Kwam 1? Wasiu Ayinde, do you believe the public outcry over perceived double standards in justice influenced this decision?
Well, thank you for having me first and foremost. Well, one, you have to commend the quick response. When they do it right, we have to commend them. You have to commend the quick response of the aviation minister to this issue. The first issue with Kwam 1, the second issue with this, the unfortunate one with this young lady. There was a quick response, and that's to take to the fact that the aviation minister is a lawyer and also has worked as a spokesman for a political party, so he was able to combine both the legal aspect and the communication aspect. A lot of issues were dealt with his statement and the rest of it. So as far as I'm concerned, things will go wrong, whether you like it or not. But how do you respond to issues when they go wrong? When issues are properly managed, it does not lead to crisis. So what they've done is to look into this matter critically and look at for the alternative dispute resolution. Everything doesn't have to go to court. If there are ways in which you can resolve matters in such a way that at the end of the day, it's a win-win situation for everybody, and all those that are involved can learn something from it. Whether we like it or not, the airline operators in Nigeria have learned something from this. Kwam has learned something from this. Ordinary passengers using the air travels in Nigeria, both locally and internationally, have learned something from it. And that's thrown a lot of issues into the front burner that need to be addressed concerning passenger flight relationship and the rest of it. So as far as I'm concerned, I think they should be commended. The government should be commended for the way and manner in which they quickly address this particular issue. Some will say, oh, well, Kwam was given a slap on the wrist and it's as a result of comfort issue. That's why government was able to resolve this matter as quickly as possible. But whether you like it or not, we are all human beings. Fingers are not equal. One thing will lead to another. And I think it's a learning curve for every one of us that is involved in this particular sector.
Speaking of a learning opportunity, the government has appointed Kwam 1 as an ambassador for airport security protocols. In your view, how effective is this strategy of turning high-profile offenders into advocates for compliance? And what risks or benefits might it pose for public perception of the aviation security?
It's turning your mess into a message. It's simple. It was a mess, and you turned the mess into a message. And then my son had a serious argument with me about this particular issue. And I told him, look, when they catch criminals in civilized crime, high-profile criminals that help the state in solving a particular case, what do? They turn them to assets. They become assets to the society. So who is a better person to talk about airport security and the rest of it? With his profile, with his personality, it's turning your asset into liability. It was a liability, but you convert that asset into liability, the visibility and the prominence which he has, and using him and giving him the second chance. I think there's nothing wrong with it. People will always read meaning to what has been done. But the most important thing, if you look at how issues of this matter are resolved, in most cases, the state turn their mess into a message. They turn a liability into an asset. And I think what the FAA and the Ministry of Aviation has done is to turn the mess into a message and to leverage on the liability which they have to turn into an asset. And which is the better way to deliver the message? Is someone that has gone through it.
Thank you so much for your insight. Indeed, it's really turned the mess into a message. Thank you for your insight, Public Affairs Analyst Jide Johnson. Thank you for your time, sir.